Overcoming inertia. That is going to be the topic of this episode of Chi Life. So if you've been following the vlog for a while, I've been doing it for quite a while. Not sure how long exactly. It's probably maybe 6 years, maybe a little bit longer than that. You will have seen, like, right in the early days of the vlog, I was traveling quite a lot. I was going different places and largely to teach Qigong in different places, teaching workshops, running some retreats. Don't know if I was running the vlog last time I ran a retreat somewhere overseas. I might have been. And then for the last quite a few years, I haven't really traveled anywhere at all. I have done a little bit of travel within New Zealand, but I haven't left the country since before the pandemic. And again, if you followed the vlog, you will have seen I made a bunch of vlogs at the beginning of the pandemic with what was going on, and that's been this really unusual situation that's affected all of us all over the world, some more than others, and in different people in quite different ways. And for a variety of reasons, even after a lot of the restrictions from the pandemic ended, a lot of those restrictions lasted a lot longer in New Zealand than they did in most other parts of the world. But even after that, a few different things kept me in New Zealand, things that I needed to deal with, having been sort of stuck here during the pandemic, and then there were sort of carryover things that I needed to take care of. And because of that, I haven't traveled at all overseas to teach workshops, run retreats, do trainings, anything like that, for basically 4 years. All my teaching's just been online. And look, the online teaching is great. It's a great way for people to learn. The way I teach through Long White Cloud Qigong, it's very interactive. There's lots of discussion, lots of practicing together, lots of personal feedback. People have access to all of the resources at any time, so it's very convenient. So it's a good way to learn. But it's also really nice to be able to learn and practice in person. And for myself, it's really nice to teach that way as well as just meeting different people and going different places and all that sort of thing. And so over the last several years, people have asked me, okay, when are you going to be running retreats again, teaching workshops again? And my plan has always been to do that. And it's always been like, I'm wanting to do that, and maybe later this year or maybe next year. But different things have just kept getting in the way, and it just hasn't really worked for me to do that. Well, I'm finally going to be doing that. At the end of this month, end of November, beginning of December, I am finally traveling overseas, and just to Melbourne in Australia, and I'm going to teach a few Qigong workshops while I'm there. So it's just a little short trip, and it's come up sort of almost impromptu, just inspired by meeting with a friend, and he was going to Melbourne, and he said, hey, you should, while I'm there, because he has to go there for business from time to time, he said, while I'm there, you should come over, we can hang out. And I was like, it's kind of a bit of a trip just to hang out for a day or two. But then I thought, I could finally teach some Qigong workshops, and that would be good. And so, this is, for me, it's been interesting looking at this, because it's something I want to do. It's something I feel like I need to do, is to get back out into the world and teaching more in person with workshops and retreats and so on. But I've kind of been stuck for so long that it seems in a way like a big hurdle to get over, to finally get started again. And so this is like a little manageable chunk. It's like, okay, just to Melbourne, just a short trip, just a few workshops. It's kind of, and time-wise, it's not going to interrupt too many other things for me. Yeah, I can do this. And a small thing, but getting me back into the pattern, you know, of what's required in order to do this travel and running workshops and so on, because there's quite a lot involved in getting everything organized and set up and all the logistics and so on. And I used to do a lot of that, but I'm out of the habit. And the world has changed. Lots of things have changed in the world over the last few years. Some things are a bit more complicated now. I'm sure it's, you know, obviously can still do this sort of thing. People are doing it, running retreats and workshops and things. But I haven't done it in so long. And so I'm really looking forward to this, to going across to Melbourne, just for the experience itself, meeting up with people. While I'm there, I'll meet up with some of the Long White Cloud Qigong instructors, spend some time with them, teach some Qigong, and also just to get myself back into motion. A small, manageable step to get things going again, and hopefully in preparation for doing a lot more of this next year in 2024. So yeah, this vlog's really just a little bit of an update. I guess in terms of applying things to Qigong, well, obviously it affects my Qigong teaching, clearly. But in terms of applying it to Qigong in general, you know, sometimes we might want to do this, but we need to take some little steps to get us going, to build the momentum, to break the inertia, to move forwards. That's what I'm doing. In terms of teaching workshops, just a little nice manageable step, and yeah, sometimes that's what we need to get us on our way. So when we're wanting to change habits, patterns in our lives, whatever they are, sometimes taking a little step, you know, and that can set us up to then take further small steps, or even so that we can take bigger steps in the future. All right, that's what's going on for me. If you've liked the vlog, please like, comment, subscribe, share, all those good things. And I look forward to seeing you on the next one soon.